All right, let's move on to.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
These are our favorite lines, our favorite quotes. So many good lines in this in V for Vendetta. Uh, I'll just start off with V. He says, I, like God, don't play with dice and do not believe in coincidences." Which is so funny in this movie because everything seems so, like, everything seems so put together so perfectly to, like, mirror different things. And, but I thought that was a great
That was
line.
pretty dope. I thought that it reminds me of that film where the guy's like, I pick up where God left off.
Who said that?
I think it was Thomas Seidel and Kill.
Oh, Robert
I'm gonna kill
Partridge.
someone this Friday. Yeah, Partridge. For me, I'll get straight to it. No one can escape judgment. Short and to the point.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely quote. No one just. I mean, it just says that means from the government, from the top of the government to the man. Everybody has a price to pay, which he fulfills in the end. And he says, Evie's like, please stay with me. He couldn't do it because of the fact that would have been a cop out. Because he was the monster that was born from the fire. He what did he tell the guy? How's this end? With both of us dead in this room.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So
My hands around your neck.
My hands around your neck. Yeah.
Another line from V, he says, people should not be afraid of their government. The government should be afraid of the people.
I mean, that's right there, man. I almost want to get a tattoo of that somewhere.
Yeah.
It's just like, and he meant that with all his heart, man. And that just speaks to everything that's going on. Like, I mean, it should, like I say, just serve the people, man. We're not going to get too deep into it, but yeah, exactly. I mean, that. No, I mean, I love that he said that, man. Mm-hmm. That is very, very powerful.
It's so right where we're at now. Like, we are terrified. We're like, oh, please, government, please help us out of this. Like,
I'm good. And Evie's question to V: are you going to kill more people? Yes.
That's another Robert Partridge.
Yeah. All right, would you hurt them?
Oh, yes. Did you kill him? Yes. Are you going to kill more people?
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of like the V in the novel from what I've seen. Mm-hmm. This is a weird quote because it's Evie quoting her father, something that her father said, which I loved the concept of it. She said that her dad would say, artists use lies to tell the truth about politicians. And I would say that is so true for, like, you think of people like George Carlin, who was a comedic artist, even like Dave Chappelle. Mm-hmm. This movie, V for Vendetta,
it's art in itself. It's art as film.
It's a way that, like,
it's like the names and the names of the agency were changed to protect the people, innocent people involved with this or something. I love it, man. I love it. We already touched on our jobs as support to news, not fabricated. That's the government's job. So we definitely touched on that. Forrest Gump. It was a Forrest Gump reference somewhere in the movie. Said that's all I got to say about that. It was when they went and asked him about Larkham. They asked the guy, the head security guard from Larkham. He was like, "Tell us about what happened there." He said, "Check our records." He's like, "We've checked the records. They're omitted. They're this." He was like, "All I can tell you that those were crazy times. And people had to do what they had to do.
We did our best."
And that's all I got to say about that. I so Forrest Gumpy.
Yeah, I got that BTN line that we touched on, the thank you, I'd rather die behind the chemical shed. I thought that was a powerful moment. The last line that I had is really one of Evie's last lines, if not the last line, where she says, he was all of us. That is like, that puts the cap on the metaphor that is this movie. Like, if you, the audience, are identifying with anybody other than V, you are in the wrong.
Yeah, there's no other way to put it. Why does he have to kill so many people? Killing's the problem? See how many people they've killed.
Yeah, there's a means to it.
He's a murderer. They're mass murderers. Mm-hmm. I have two more. One of them, ideas are bulletproof.
Oh, yeah.
That was so, like, and that was one of the last things that was said, like, ideas are bulletproof.
He says that as he's bleeding out. Like, he's holding on to that. Again, a symbol, the right symbol, attracting enough people can change the world.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't even think about it, but like I'm now, oh my gosh, I'm really thinking about this real time. Remember when they hung that guy at the beginning?
Yeah,
There was one person in the audience, I mean, the crowd that I don't want to call it, the crowd that like it meant something, like it did something to her, and maybe we don't see it, but she was the next one to carry on like what goes on. I'm not saying she became V for Vendetta, but she became that symbol. And, like she tells people, the idea carries on.
I believe that there is definitely a sequel that could happen with this, well, I'm not saying that it should happen, but I'm saying they definitely opened up like the possibility, or at least left it open ended, where you can imagine that where it goes with what's his nuts with Eric Finch, where she gives him like the concert of destruction,
right?
Kind of like V gives her in the beginning, and
I love that.
Like it's almost like, all right, she's been crowned the new, she's given the go ahead to send the train. She takes that initiative, so she is now.
If she doesn't do it, all those people are down there. They don't see the revolution.
That would have been
crazy.
Very let down. Yeah.
Just let down. Last one for me was speaking of that. Revolution without dancing isn't a revolution worth having.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, like hey, I did all this hard work. Like we finna. Would you like to go to a concert?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She's like, no, I don't think so. Oh, I promise it'll be like nothing you ever heard before. Please, and I promise you will be back home.
Yeah.
Nah, they're the horns. Boom. But when it's happening, she isn't even. It's to me. I mean, Natalie Portman, man.
Mm-hmm.
And every she played, I never felt let down, man. So yeah, those are. I want to make sure I didn't get anyone. This job, no one escapes a judgment. Oh yeah, I mentioned that earlier. Believe in the idea, not the man, because a man can fail. Oh, and of course, the way I started the show, remember, the 5th of November episode drop. No.
All right, that is our favorite lines from V for Vendetta. Let us know in the comments. Mm-hmm. What were your favorite lines? We would love to hear. I mean, there's so many. We know we didn't touch on all the best lines in this movie, because almost everything that comes out of V's mouth is like poetic gold, and just revelations like crazy.
That's the trailer.